Hi, my name's Tsirides. I have multiple top cut finishes in regional and national level events, and I just finished in top 16 at Paris Regional with Teach. So I'll quickly go over the matchups. Round one, I played against Red Green Smoker. It's slightly favoured for Red Green Smoker, especially if they see Tashigi Smoker, but you mulligan for Shiryu and Finger Pistol, and you hope for the best. And I was able to win round one. Shout out to Moody from No Heroes, really nice guy. Round two was against Dofi. Into Dofi, my whole game plan is .Q Van Orga. I wasn't on the 500 million version. I like the consistency of the full Blackbeard Pirates. So yeah, Dofi round two. I lost the game to a well-timed Gravity Blade. Round three, another Dofi. I managed to win. He didn't have the Grav Blade. I was able to stick my pieces. Round four was a mirror match. In the mirror match, you really want to go second and stick more Burgess than your opponent, and I was able to do that. Round five was against a Rush Sanji build, which was a really difficult matchup, but I got pretty lucky. He didn't see too much top end, and I was able to pop all his 3 costs with Shiryu and stabilize with the 10 cost. Round 6, 7 and 8 were all against Shanks. Shanks is favoured for Teach, but now they're playing the more aggressive version. It's a bit more 50-50, but if you're able to stick Burgess in that matchup, you have a really strong win con. So I was able to win round 6, 7 and 8 against Shanks. Round 9 was a Teach mirror match. That was against Angelo Troschello, really strong player. Yeah, I was basically put into a position where I was forced to go for game, and he had enough counter. Round 10, I was against Lim, another really tough matchup. So it was a really tough matchup spread for me on day one, but I was able to win the Lim game with a lucky finger pistol trigger from my first life, and I went X2 in Swiss, and I ended up 23rd, and I made it to day two.
So X2, how many rounds?
That was over 10 rounds, so 8-2, yeah. So 23rd out of 1,024 on day one. And day two, I played against Marco, round one. It was favoured for me. He had like a lot of 3 costs in his build that I was able to pop with Shiryu. And it was a 2-0 victory, pretty swift one. And then top 16 was against the Shanks. Game one, unfortunately, I didn't see my pieces, and game two, I made a minor misplay at the end of the game that cost me the game, but hey, everyone makes mistakes, and I was happy to finish in the top 16. I'll get onto the deck list now. So it's pretty standard. There's not much room to change much stuff in Teach. It's mainly a ratios thing, and I don't think I had the best ratios that I could have, but yeah, the deck worked, so let's get into it. First, one Vasco shot.
Try another run.
Yeah. So the defensive cards, I played 1 Vasco shot and 7 2Ks. I felt like 7 2Ks was a really good number. You could go down a bit lower, potentially to 6, but I felt that into the aggro matchups that you wanted to have at least 7. This deck farms 2Ks in the end game with the stage, so you don't need to go higher than this. Vasco shot, really strong card. Just being able to have access to a blocker through Kuzan or a 2-cost blocker to round out your curve is really strong, especially to protect your pieces on board. 4 Burgess, like the best card in the deck, really doesn't need much explaining. So we were on the reduction package with the .Q, the Van Orga, and I was on 2 Laboon for this event. So 3 Orga, 2 Laboon, and 4 .Q. This package is really for the Dofi matchup, but it can help into a lot of aggro matchups, especially decks running stuff like the Animal package or Dofi, which runs a lot of 4 costs. Laboon helps you to hit the 5 cost threshold with your .Q, which is really important into matchups like Green, and even now decks like Shanks are playing a lot of 5 costs. So Lim as well is another prevalent deck that revolves entirely around 5 costs, so I felt like Laboon was a good meta call for this event. Next is the Searcher package. I only played 2 Lafitte for this event. it was really good for me. I probably should have played 3 at least, but it's the least important of your consistency pieces because my error fills your trash for Burgess and Kuzan, and the stage basically lets you see your whole deck if you see it early enough. So yeah, Lafitte could go to 3, but I only played 2 for this event. 4 Kuzan, it's the glue of the deck. Basically allows you to play multiple copies of any of your mid-game pieces and allows you to keep hand presence while still playing a board. 4-10 drop, self-explanatory. 3 black hole for the mirror match. 4 finger pistol, really strong card. I played 1 liberation for this event. It's really a tech for Dofi. It doesn't come up that much against other matchups, like against Lim. You can only hit 1/5 cost, so it's not that relevant. I could see myself cutting this card. Then last up, we had the 3 Shiryus. This was mainly a countermeasure for the aggressive matchups, like anything with the animal package, or especially green decks, who play stuff like Tashigi that you need to get rid of urgently. And just being able to loop this card with the Kuzan was really strong. So that was my deck for Paris Regionals, and hopefully I'll be able to do a repeat performance in Barcelona.
Good luck.